I do not have a problem if they legalize it, but let me preface that with I have no interest in smoking pot. But I'm kind of a laissez-faire, government stay out of my business kind of person. So if someone over 18 wants to smoke pot, I think that's their right.
Two parts of that. For the medical, I'm all for it. I think it's very useful for a lot of patients. There's a lot of studies out there that finds that it helps people with certain things, pain and epilepsy and stuff like that. There's all kinds of illnesses that can help. Now, for a recreational, there's a lot of studies out there talking about it being a gateway drug for bigger and worse things. So I think it has to be given under, so I'm against it for personal use because it should be given under doctors' supervision, making sure that they understand, here's what can happen if you keep doing this, blah, blah, blah. Someone has to explain the side effects and all that good stuff. The people who are taken under the doctor's care, I'm all for it because they need it, and it's really helped out a lot of people, specifically like cancer patients and pain patients and epileptic patients.
Obviously, the revenue generating out there is amazing. Though I've seen articles just the other day of people being pulled over for driving under the influence of marijuana. Yes, I have no problem with that. I can see was it 6 or 8 plants? I forget how many it is in Colorado. I mean, you don't want tons and tons of it growing in your neighborhood, but yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Do I think so? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I just know that the studies are out there says, yes, it's a gateway drug for other things. In my personal opinion, I don't think it has the same effect of the opiates. I think it's not that addictive. But yes, it could lead into something, because anyone taking drugs, usually there's something behind the problem. They don't just take it to take drugs. Usually they're trying to mask something that's going on in their life, some sort of depression, some sort of pain, something that's going on that they need to say, hey, I can't deal with life right now. Anyone who drinks alcohol, anything like that, yeah, sometimes it's for a good time, sometimes it's for pain and suffering, mentally or physically. So yes, it could lead into something else because that's not curing that specific problem that you're having at that specific point. You're going to go try something else. It's going to put you into a different thought process. It's going to get your mind off of what's going wrong in your life instead of dealing with the problem.
Again, I think that's part of the experiment. Some people actually think it might go the other direction because it's legal and it takes, the badass part away from it. So, and I'm not a big fan of the gateway drug theory. So I honestly don't know.
In this case, right now, it's going through the states, and the states are pretty much saying yes or no. I think you have to start at the state level and make sure that the states are on board with it. Now, if it was something that's serious enough that the federal government has to step in and say, listen, this is something that helps a lot of people. We as the government feel that it should be done. You vote us in as your representatives. As the nation, we are making this a national edict that marijuana is a legal substance for medical use and all that. I think that the states allow the states to do it, and they seem to be coming in line. It's a slow process.
Possibly for the better, you see how much drug violence there is, especially on our border towns in Texas and Arizona, New Mexico, all the places I want to go. Yeah, I think it might actually decrease some of the criminal issues.
The crime rate with marijuana, I think it's static. It pretty much stays the same. I mean, it really doesn't. There's not a rise in marijuana use. There's not a decline in marijuana use. It's pretty static. So I think the crimes associated with it will stay static. Now, if it is legalized across the board, like crime rate from that from marijuana, it would go dramatically down. Now, if they were to say it's not legal at all anywhere, right, then it's going to go back up, because now you have all these people who are taking the medical marijuana. Now they need it because they say this has helped me. So now they're going to have to go find it, and now they're going to be out searching for it or growing or whatever it is.